Welcome back, everybody, to the fourth wall. Today, we're going to be talking about a movie that has been out for about 4 years now. I think it came out in 2022. Today, we're going to be talking about The Northman. I had heard a lot of things already about this movie. Some people were comparing it to Vinland Saga, an anime that came out quite a few years ago. But I think the only comparison there is that it's a Viking story of revenge, a father who was killed by a close friend, or in this case, a brother, a half brother, and then the son finds a way to escape and he goes on a revenge quest. I guess you could say in that case they are very similar, but the details of both stories couldn't be more different. For example, in the story of Vinland Saga, our main character Thorfinn, he is able to let go of his anger and his hurt, and he chooses to become a better person after all of that. In this movie, our main character Amleth, he doesn't necessarily become a good person or become a great person after all the atrocities that he's committed. I think he has moments where he wants to be better. He wants to be a family man, and he wants to let go of all his anger and hatred and be given to love and growth and all those good things. But ultimately, he decides to go back to complete his oath. So they are similar in ways, but not really. I think this movie would be better compared to God of War Ragnarok, just because the Norse mythology in it is very similar to the way Norse mythology is portrayed in the game God of War Ragnarok. We see Odin the way he's talked about in Norse mythology, not MCU Norse mythology. I'm saying Norse mythology a lot. I will say though, this was my first Robert Eggers movie, and he has a very interesting way of telling stories. The whole thing just felt like a big play. It was very theatrical and the way the actors were talking, the way they were expressing themselves, especially Willem Dafoe. He was very grand, he was very boisterous in the way he was explaining things, the way he was acting. Once you see it, you'll understand. And even the way they introduced the chapters of the movie, it just felt very much like a play. And that's not to complain or anything. I actually really loved that, and I think it worked exceptionally for this movie. It's the first Robert Eggers movie that I've seen, and I think I enjoyed it quite a bit. I will say though, the major theme in this movie definitely was revenge, and you see how it eats at the main character Amleth, who's played by Alexander Skarsgård, one of the Skarsgård brothers. When he survives the siege on his family, he starts out with those three distinct sentences. If you've seen the movie, I will avenge you, father, I will save you, mother, I will kill you, Fjölnir. Fjölnir, who is his uncle, he's just repeating this over and over to himself again and again until it finally switches, and you see him all grown up with a company, and they're just going around pillaging, as I guess Vikings of old did, but they're just going around pillaging, destroying villages, and it's just a lot of very terrible things that they were doing. It never shows him participate in the killing of women and children, but you see that the people that he rolls with are all doing that. He only chose to attack the men. Later on in the movie, you see him say that to this other girl that he comes to care about, who's played by Anya Taylor-Joy. She did a very fantastic job actually in this movie. I really enjoyed her portrayal of his love interest. There are elements of the movie that kind of make you wonder if there are supernatural aspects to it or not. I'm choosing to believe that there are. It just maybe not not every exact thing was supernatural. It was just some moments he may have been hallucinating, and other moments you see very clearly that this is a very supernatural thing that's happening. In terms of acting, everybody did a phenomenal job. I'm pretty sure kind of insinuated that Ethan Hawke, who was playing his dad, did a great job. His mother was being played by Nicole Kidman, and she did a great she did a phenomenal job as well. The music was so good. I think it had a lot of traditional Nordic sounds, but I should have watched it in theaters because it was just that good. I think I would give this movie a 9. It does what it needs to do very well. There are good action scenes, there are good emotional scenes, there's great music, there's great cinematography. The actors, of course, did great. The only reason I don't give it a 10 is because, like I said before, there are some moments where you're not sure if he's hallucinating or if what he's seeing is real. And I guess that kind of adds to the movie and to Eggers' vision. But I don't know, me personally, I guess I would have loved to have some sort of confirmation if he was or if he wasn't. I'm just personally choosing to believe that he wasn't hallucinating for most of it, and most of the things that he was seeing was real. But you just have to watch the movie and decide for yourself, because I think it's just made in a way where you can make that decision. So it's good. It's great. I really enjoy this movie. If you've seen The Northman, share what you thought in the comments below. Don't forget to share and subscribe. And if you haven't seen it, go see it and come back and comment what your thoughts are. Do you agree with my rating? Do you not? Let me know in the comments.